Hi everybody and welcome to today's live stream. So once today's live stream is complete, I'll schedule a load more as we head on into winter. I've decided for the 50 billionth time that Guild Wars 2 is going to be my passion and my pleasure. Along with the odd Linux videos and other bits and pieces I'll throw up on the YouTube. Hi Robbie, lovely to see you. I hope you're safe and well. Why Guild Wars 2? Well, obviously with the new expansion releasing, that's helped. The fact that there's a major butt ton of content out there to be had, which is perfect for me live streaming. It's also a nice and easy live stream. And I just want to make it crystal clear from this first live stream that we are Linux, we're staying on Linux, we're 100% Windows free. And that fact alone makes us different from most streamers. In terms of the content, well, I want to try and cover as much of the content as I can, from open world to PvP, world versus world, fractals, every bit of content that I can do, I will do. Now, because we're running on Linux, I've got two add-ons installed. Add-on number one is Burrito, and add-on number two is ARCDPS, just so that we're able to see what our DPS output is in fractals and other PvP world v world, just to see what sort of damage we're doing. Now do be aware that since I installed ARCDPS, which takes over the .dll file, and you then have to put a redirect DLL file to get Burrito and ARCDPS. I know this sounds very technical, but it's not. Working on Linux, I've noticed that sometimes when I start the game it crashes when it never used to. By and large it's fairly stable, but do bear in mind that sometimes it does crash. Actually, I didn't check, I'm on the wrong one. Now, the thing is, I don't know if it's going to let me change it midstream, but we'll try before we get the game up. And let me just check that, because it was in 720p, and of course I want to stream it in 1080p. I'm not sure what that will do to it, to be honest. I might have to restart the stream. It looks okay. I'm going to take it that it's okay and it's let me swap it. But again, it might cause the game crash, etc. So we'll just have to see. Hi Dave, how you diddly doing? Lovely to see you. I hope you and Mrs. Dave are safe and well. Now this series is squarely aimed at the brand new player. And I've trawled both Twitch and YouTube and Rumble for new player guides, and most of them kind of gloss over the new player experience and don't really explain things step by step. A lot of new guides assume that you've got to level 80. Well, what about the person like me that's starting out at level 1? How does that pan out? So I've created a CHARR level 1. I've called her Tuxum Playing. I wanted a female for a change. As you can see, I've got stacks of humans. We've got plenty of Azoran. We've got a couple of Norns. We've got a couple of Silvari. But we're a bit light on the CHARR. So I've created a CHARR. So this is the one we're going to play. And I'm going to start it off right from the beginning and go through everything I do step by step. So we've created a thief. It's going to be a dual pistol thief. Let me just check the sound. The CHARR. So I've created. Yep, sound seems okay. This is what I'm going to focus on and stream, because it's nice and easy, and I can do, multiple hours of streaming this, where I just can't do multiple hours on the trucking. Now the first thing I need to do is go into options, and you need to map the keys for what suits you. So I'm looking for the F key, which is select. Where's the bloody F key? And I can't see it for looking. Control Shift and F. That's the free camera. Normally F is your, there it is. So I'm going to add a second button to that on the keyboard, which is the number key, and that will auto select. So this again is a one button build. It's a dual pistol thief, and it should allow us to ruffle stomp through all the content eventually. But you know, initially when you set it up, it plays like any other first built character. We won't be doing any weapon swapping. It's a core build, so we will only be using one button. I'll shush a minute.
I need your help, soldier. Tribune Brimstone has ordered me to the crypt. I'm too torn up to make it.
What's so important that the Blood Legion Tribune is there?
Ghost of Burrito is far more powerful than we thought. His army just broke through our defenses. Ritlock's about to fight him head on. If he succeeds, it'll be weeks before the Ghost reforms, and we can rebuild our perimeter.
On my way.
Hey up, Don, lovely to see you. Hope you're safe and well. Excuse me. Alright, so let's get the introductory bit done and dusted, then we can set her up. I've given her an outfit, so it doesn't really matter what armour we are or are not wearing, because she'll be displayed in this outfit. Now a thief starts off using dagger. As I say, we're going to change her to a ranged damage dealer, which is absolutely great fun for all content in this game, and it doesn't really matter what the content is. You won't need multiple builds, multiple weapon swaps and multiple button rotations. Once she's set up for good, and you can do open world, you can do PvP, world v world, fractals, literally whatever you fancy doing. And this whole series is centered around one thing: having fun. Now I was initially struggling between Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic, but I think Guild Wars 2 will have a longevity that Star Wars The Old Republic won't necessarily have, so that's why I've settled on Guild Wars 2. Although I think Star Wars The Old Republic looks better than Guild Wars 2, I just think the game graphically is a better looking game than Guild Wars 2. There's nothing wrong with Guild Wars 2, it's fine, but I just think with the variety and the longevity that this game offers you, you can play it 100% free to play as a core player. Hence, that's why I've gone for a core build. So even though we'll be unlocking elite specializations and all the rest of it, we won't be using them. We'll just be sticking with this core build for absolutely every single bit of content the game has to offer us. So it should be a ton of fun. And then after this bit, which everybody has to do and go through, we'll set her up pretty much for life. And as I say, there's so much content available in the game that, you know, you can just fill your boots. It's also the perfect casual game, and again, that's one of the key reasons I've gone with Guild Wars 2 over Star Wars The Old Republic, because your gear never goes out of date.
I heard what you did down in that crypt, soldier. Impressive.
Tribune Brimstone was calling the shots. I just did my job.
Don't sell yourself short. You were part of the team that took down Baradin and stopped the Ghost Assault. Smokestead is safe now, and you helped make it that way. People are still on edge, though. It'd help if they saw someone like you making the rounds.
Let me just check the sound.
The quicker we
I
get
just
this
did my
place squared
job.
away, the sooner the legions can
Yep,
get
so
back
the
to
game
business.
sound is loud
You
enough,
can
that's
help.
great.
I'd rather have volunteers. But if I have to
Oh,
issue
you're
an
speaking
order,
my language,
I
EP. Bless you,
That won't be
free.
necessary, Lieutenant.
Well, it is
I
100% free, so you can start off. You could complete all the open world content in PvE and then decide if you want to start buying the expansions, which will open up an awful lot of new features and facilities and new things in the game to you, but are absolutely 100% not essential. You could just play the core game forever, and even in the core game as a free-to-play player, you know, you can reach maximum level 80, you can do PvP, you can do World v World, you can do Fractals, you can do it all. So the only thing that the expansions do is demand more of your time. Now, this account isn't completely up to date, so if we go to the story journal, you'll see that this account has the core. It has Living World Season 1 plus Season 2. It has the Heart of Thorns expansion, the Living World Season 3, Path of Fire expansion, Living World Season 4, and the Ice Brood Saga. So if I wanted to complete this account, I need to buy another 4 expansions. However, these are usually sold in pairs on sale, so you can usually get Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire for like a tenner, which is outstanding value for money. I'm not sure about Ender Dragon's Secrets of the Obscure. I'm hoping that these 4 here will be paired up together as sale packs or Steam key packs, if you like. So the first thing I've done is teleported, which you can do to the Sylvari starter area, because there's a weaponsmith here. And the first thing I'm going to do is buy 2 pistols, of which I can only equip 1. Okay, and you'll see this skill bar down here change when we equip the first pistol. There you go. Now, I'm not going to give her any quick super boosts. I'm not going to do anything that the brand new free-to-play ordinary player wouldn't be able to do themselves. So we will level her up from level 1 to level 80, which is an absolute piece of cake. Okay, so now you can see my skills have changed down the bottom, and skill 3 is the one we're specifically after unlocking. So I'm going to teleport her back to her home starter world, so she can start and begin her journey. I mean, the actual world map itself is absolutely massive, and it can be very, very daunting for new players. Please don't look at it like that. Please look at it as an almost endless supply of enjoyable content for you to just enjoy the pants out of. Now, I have installed, as I say, Burrito. ARCDPS is just here. So this little tool is useful for when you're doing things like fractals or raids or dungeons. It just lets you see that you know, your character is outputting the DPS, and we would expect her to be doing 30k DPS with just pressing 1 button once she's level 80, fully geared, fully trinketed and accessoried up, etc. And again, I'll be going through all of that once we get to that stage. However, for levels 1 through to 80, we're just going to use whatever the game gives us. So Again, I'm not deliberately going to make her overpowered or, you know, anything like that. As I say, this will be a playthrough as a free newbie, free-to-play player would go through. Now, what you're looking here is map completion. That's part of the Burrito add-on. So this gives us the most efficient way to level up. It gives us everything within a given map, from hearts that we may need to do, to points of interest, to vistas, jumping puzzles. Everything is all in there for you, and all you've got to do is just enjoy it and do it. And if you're playing alone, solo in this game, then it's the perfect companion for you. If you're on Microsoft Windows, don't look at Burrito. Look at a utility called Blishhood, because they're both exactly the same. It's just Burrito is for Linux and Blishhood is for Windows. So yeah, all you've got to do is follow your arrows and your guides in the game. I mean, there's so much to go through. It's absolutely mind-blowing and quite frankly bewildering. The amount of content and varied content that's in this game. Now, I do also have one button Guardians, which are amazing. However, the Guardian is an in-your-face class in that it uses a hammer. I wanted to go for a ranged class, which I think will suit our play style more. You can of course choose any class that your heart desires or anything that you fancy personally. However, I've tried to keep this as simplistic and as new player friendly as I possibly can. So that's what these live streams will focus on, and that's what the journey is. I'll try and make the live streams a daily occurrence at 6 PM GMT every day, and as I say, once this one is complete, I'll schedule all the others, and we'll see how we go. Hopefully we should be able to do that unless real life intervenes, which it may well do. Oh, hi Beck, lovely to see you, babes. Hope you're safe and well. Much love. So again, if you look at the starter map, this is the starter map, and these are teleport waypoints, these are hero points, these are points of interest, and I can't see any at the minute, but we've also got, there you go, that's a vista. So we need to try and complete and unlock everything on this map. And when you press your M key, it will tell you here how much percentage you are to doing everything in the map world, and this little box here tells you how much complete you are to doing everything on this specific map area. So the idea is to fill all of these in, complete them all, and in doing that, not only will we level up, we'll also get some really nice rewards as well. As I say, Burrito is great for new players because it gives you direction in the world. For those that want direction, you don't have to use Burrito. In fact, one of the strengths of Guild Wars 2 is that it doesn't force you to do anything. You can log in, do what you want, log out. It's as simple as that. As long as you have fun and a great time doing it, then you'll keep logging in. It's that simple. That is the only thing that will keep you logging in and playing and enjoying any game, if you're having a ton of fun. And that's really what it's all about. And if it's, you know, a situation where you log in and find yourself going, oh god, I'm logging into here again, then that's not the game for you. It's as simple as that. From my perspective, I wanted to stream quite a few games, from trucking to World of Warships, World of Tanks, Star Wars The Old Republic, and I just can't, because otherwise we're going to sit here in a year's time and my YouTube is going to be peppered with a bit of this, a bit of that, not really doing anything. So this is why I've chosen Guild Wars 2. Also, I don't care on this YouTube whether my live streams get 1 view or 1 billion views. I just don't give a shit, because I'm doing it purely for my pleasure, and hopefully I'm bringing some of you guys and girls along with me for the ride, which is nice. Now, the other strength of Guild Wars 2, which a lot of other games, including Star Wars The Old Republic, are trying to emulate, is it feels like a living, breathing world, because you have events. Whenever you see an event pop up on your screen, I would recommend you participate in it. Those events can be like this one, just a small area event. They could be a world boss event, and again, just by completing those events, you will get yourself a whole ton of rewards, including a nice ludge of XP, which again will just help you level up even more quickly and make your character stronger and just give you even more fun, really. Okay, so now that she has her third skill, that's the one that we want to make our auto use skill. Now at the minute you can see skill number 1 is our auto use skill, because it has this golden arrowed border around it. If we hold our left control key down and right click, you'll see the border moves. So now when I press the auto attack, it will only use skill 3, and it will keep using it, there you go, until it can't use it no more. Skill 3 as a pistol totting thief is your most powerful damage skill, and because it uses its own resources, these little diamonds down here, and because of the build that we're going to do, you should always be able to use your skill 3 and keep those diamonds pretty full, so you're always putting out your maximum DPS. I just pressed the wrong button there. Press the heal button. You'll do it, don't worry. It's fine to be an absolute clueless, feckless, useless noob, which is what I am. And it's fine. Guild Wars is very forgiving. The community is fantastic. And ArenaNet have now made the bar to doing fractals and world so low, and by doing that they've made the content not only accessible but thoroughly enjoyable to clueless new players. And you'll find the community is very accommodating and very forgiving, so please don't be afraid to try out new content to you, because you don't know what you're doing, where you're going, etc, etc. In this game it doesn't matter, it's all about having the fun. So our first aim is to uncover as much of the map as we can, do as much personal story, core personal story as we possibly can, and then get to level 80. And then once we get to level 80, well, the game is our oyster. We've got access to literally everything. So I do recommend that you don't bother about fractals or armor or anything else until you reach level 80. Just enjoy the pants out of the core game, enjoy all the different areas, all the different challenges, do participate in the open world events, because you'll just love it. There you go. And your thief, you'll find, is so OP. Your core thief, even at level 1, you feel empowered and confident at taking on pretty much any situation. And I'll try and explain the skills that you'll need to do. Although this is a 1 button damage build, there are actually 4 buttons potentially that you need to learn, and I'll be taking you through those as we go through the game. And there you go, we've leveled up. The other thing that you do is every time you complete a heart as a new player, you want to visit the heart vendor, because for a resource called karma, he may have some gear, and it's this little purple triangle here. So if you left click on him, oh, you'll see that he has a pistol. It's not quite as good as the one that we've already got. We can't use a wooden rod, and we've already got them, but we can sell now that is better. That's interesting. I don't know where I've got that from. So let's go ahead and equip that, because that is better than what we've currently got. It's more powerful. So do make sure you check your heart vendors when you complete hearts. You can level your character up how you want. You could level him up just doing map discovery, which I've done for two of my characters now on this account, which was great fun. You can level up by doing map completion. You can level up by doing PvP, by doing World v World. You know, this is one of the reasons I love Guild Wars 2. It doesn't dictate what you must do. You know, you're not got to do 10,000, go here, kill 10 of them, collect 10 of that type situations. And it's fantastic for that. However, the downside of that is, you know, for certain players you lack utter direction. So you tend to sit there with your thumb up your arse thinking, well, what the hell do I do next? Stay up, Cody. Lovely to see you. Why has Bexy got to keep you posted? What's Bexy posted? Oh, hang on. Hi, Dave. Yeah. I'm okay. Got my scan results on Friday. Oh, yeah, Dave. Don't fall for that malarkey. She's got to go to the hospital and have a scan to see if she's still got knickers on. That's all that's about. Don't fall for all that malarkey. You know, I can vouch that she's 100% fit. She's fit. But yeah, don't worry about that. She's just, she has been suffering from acute slippy knickers, like most women do. And she's just going for a scan to confirm that they are wedged in the upright position. God, I can't help myself, can I? I don't do myself any favours, just saying. But anyway, yeah, no, we all wish Beck well, and I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm sure she'll get the positive results that she wants from a scan. So as you can see, even at this super low level with 0 equipment on, you know, this little CHARR is devastating, even with only a single pistol. Obviously once she hits level 6, I think it's level 6, we can then equip an offhand, so she will then have 2 pistols. Again, with Burrito, all you've got to do is follow your arrows, and it will give you the most optimized route for completing content, so that you don't miss anything. Not for everybody. Some people like to fall through it with style. Some of the magic and mystique is not knowing where you're going and what you're doing. But as I've been playing this an awful long while, it's kind of puts the game into auto mode, and as I've already decided I wanted a one button build for all content. I'm using the excuse of my stroke, but you could genuinely be a disabled person or suffering from arthritis. Well, this sort of build is the perfect build for you, because it's easy, it's one button, and you can literally just enjoy the pants out of it. Now you can see we're running out of diamonds, which is interfering with the auto fire sequence, and the reason for that is she's not level 80 and she doesn't have her build done. She doesn't have all the traits selected. Can you sod off targeting me? And that's fine, but obviously the beauty of this is you will learn the limitations of your character by playing him or her from level 1 through level 80. So it is absolutely within your best interests to do it old school. Of course you could boost her straight to level 80, you could use all manner of boosts, but to just potter through the game and enjoy the pants out of it, for me personally, that's definitely the preferred method. It's not the quickest, but then again, pretty much like Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, levels don't really matter in this game, and you can see the speed with which she's leveling. And I've got no boosts, I've got no food on, nothing else. Is that a pistol? Yeah. So you really don't have any need to spend any real world money on the game, should you not wish to. As I say, you could play this game 100% core free to play, and you'll probably be as strong as an awful lot of players are who have all the expansions. It's all about enjoying the content, really. It's not so much about how powerful you are, min-maxing your builds, etc. It's all just about pure fun. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself? Do you really enjoy and like the game? And do you feel that it's time well spent? Because all of these games, especially MMORPGs, the one commodity that nobody ever talks about is time investment, and you potentially will spend hundreds if not thousands of hours playing this game, so you pretty much want to make sure it's the right game for you. It's also a beautiful piece of escapism from real life, so if you've got a bit of a turbulent real life, or things are not that good for you personally in real life, well, it's great to load up the Guild Wars 2, disappear into Tyria, and then just enjoy the pants out of it. Can we equip that or not? Yeah, we've got a first upgrade, so we'll go ahead and equip that. We can't use that. Okay, so if we look at our character, that's our first upgrade, obviously, not counting the pistol. The little ticks in the boxes allow you to wear items but not have them shown. And what I'm trying to do here is ease you all in as a new free-to-play player, or a new player. Let's drop the free-to-play, because you might find that you're so enamoured with the game and all of a sudden a couple of the expansions or a couple of the living worlds are on sale and you might want to go ahead and buy them and install them, and that's fine. But for now, when you're first starting out, just forget all that stuff and just focus on the core game, and you'll find the core game fascinating, challenging, frustrating as all hell, enjoyable and terrific fun. And as I say, as a core only player, you are more than equipped to deal with anything that the game can and will throw at you. And as we go through, I'll try and help you out and show you, you know, what we did wrong, what we did right, how we can improve for the next encounter, and hopefully just give you a thorough, noob-friendly walkthrough of Guild Wars 2. Now, once we hit level 80 and we get to some of the higher end content, well, again, I'll try and keep it really on a base level to try and help all new players out. But at some stage we are going to hit content that does require a little bit more than just stand and blat. Although, you know, I mean, already she's super uber powerful. And I'll try and explain why we're only using pistols, why the build works so well for all content, and why it suits new players who are casual down to the ground, because there's no complex rotations or complex button push-ins. The build is all core, so if you don't own any of the expansions, you can still do a 100% powerful and competitive core build, which again is fantastic. Obviously, if you've got elite specializations unlocked via some of the expansions, then I guess I still think core is the best, but one of the elite specializations is called Deadeye, and Deadeye as an elite spec does do about 10% more damage than the core build does, so bear that in mind. But that's such a marginal improvement, but some people might prefer it, in which case go ahead and do yourself a Deadeye build. I've got a link underneath every live stream, both to full new player guides and to the actual build guide that I'm using myself, just for anybody who wants reference. And as I say, during the live streams I will be going through absolutely every aspect of the game. Oh, I've pressed the wrong key there. Every aspect of the game that I can, to try and help you guys and girls out. Now, as you can see, we're already getting awards. This game has a massive in-game achievement guide. Here you can see the achievements are almost endless, so you could spend probably your whole normal life trying to go through and doing all these achievements. Again, that's something we can focus on at max level. It's nothing that you need to worry your pretty little heads about from the get-go. So again, as you can see, we're just continuing to level up. We're just doing the local content as such, following the Burrito guide, and we're leveling up very, very nicely, thank you very much. Doing the hearts, completing any points of interest that we get given, any vistas that we come across, and Burrito will guide you to all of them. So that you can choose to either complete an area, or, you know, perhaps do some exploring, go to some other maps and explore them. Either way, this game rewards your effort and your time input. It's not like some games that will just absolutely take the piss out of you and make a lot of the things that you do utterly pointless. Oh my god, why is the lake gone black?
Did you see those Blue Legion down there corrupting Lake Veritas? There's tar everywhere.
Oh my god, we've got tar elementals here. Well, is there an event about to start? And obviously if there's an event in your area with which you're doing your heart, yep, if you complete the event, then it will count towards your heart as well. So always worth having a go. So we're currently level 6, which means that we should be able to equip a second pistol. So let's go ahead and equip that second pistol and swap them over. There we go. So now she's got twin pistols and she'll kill things pretty much twice as quick. There you go. She'll just absolutely ruffle stomp through everything and anything. And it's a thoroughly enjoyable build to play solo. It's also a terrific build to play as part of a team of people out in the open world. You know, for boss events, group events, it's fantastic. You've literally got nothing else to do as opposed to just run round and poo-poo everything. There you go. We've just completed that heart. So again, try and get into the habit of going to your heart person when you've completed a heart and making it so. Let me just pick the trail back up. Okay, so we want to go to this vista. There's a vista up here, which is where this trail is going to lead us. Now, I'll pretty much complete all of the core content without using mounts. You do get mounts unlocked, of course, by purchasing the expansions and by completing expansion content, and that's great, that's cool. But I think to experience the core game as it was experienced by players upon release in 2012, I think is really good for you. And as I say, as a casual player, you're not in any all-fired rush to complete any content. You should enjoy the pants out of all of it. Hi Cody, how you doing? No, about older than... sorry, well, I can't help that. I've just got to dig in and fill my boots, and now it's me. Now the only thing I will use is my wings for gliding, which you obtain from completing the first part of Heart of Thorns, but more about that later. He's going to keep interrupt me trying to res this person.
Need something?
So the next thing for us to do is this heart here, and with twin pistols equipped now, she should not only keep her little diamond resource full at all times, but she'll just literally blat anything to death with very little thought or input from herself. So as I say, you can just enjoy the pants. Oh, we've got another mighty iron pistol that we can equip, which is probably better than the other one, the offhand that we've got equipped. Let's just have a look. So here's our mighty iron pistol, and it's 134 to 158. No, it's not as good as what we've got equipped, so we can get rid of all of that stuff for sure. And we've also got an amber pebble. You'll pick these up as you go through the game. These allow you to make your armor a little more powerful than what it normally is. What's attacking me? But you can't equip that sort of stuff while you're under attack. So if we double left click on the pebble and we're looking for a piece of armor that has a spare slot, so you see that says an unused upgrade slot, so by applying that we've now got +3 condi damage to that pistol, and you can apply it to armor and weapons. The thing is, at this stage, with us being a brand new character and having as such no armor and no weapons, well, some of the slots are a bit limited, but it really doesn't matter to us as a player, because we're you know, about as powerful as we could be at this stage, and perfectly capable of absolutely barfing anything on the map, providing of course we don't go out of our map level area. So if you go to a level 50 or 60 map at this level, you're gonna get absolutely pwned, so just don't do it. But you know, you can just run anywhere, do anything, and just bluff everything. There you go, she's leveled up yet again. Now at level 10 she will get access to her first level of the personal story. If it's your first time playthrough, I 100% highly recommend that you go and do that. But nevertheless, it's up to yourself. It's your game, your choice. You can play this game however you see fit and in any way that floats your boat, basically. So we're going to double left click these to use them. This little button up here will deposit all materials out of your bags and into your storage, so that your bags get freed up. These we can actually just go ahead and delete because they're not literally worth anything, and we can't salvage them either, and all they're doing is taking up valuable bag space. Again, these little bags that you'll pick up, they usually contain materials, weapons and armor pieces, which again you can use. Most of them tend to be focused purely on materials. You can see on the right hand side there all the materials going into storage. Again, she can pretty much just not give a shiny one and blat everything, being as she's got twin pistols. Even though she's got 0 armor on, it doesn't matter. She really doesn't care. She's so powerful even with nothing on. So it's just a case of enjoying the pants out of the map and having as much fun and entertainment as you possibly can, whether you play for an hour after work or whether you play solid all weekend for 48 hours. That's your choice and your measure and your pleasure. Knock yourself out. But as I say, the beauty of this game is it's a horizontal progression, so once you get your max level 80 gear, it will never ever go out of usefulness, and that's why this is just the perfect game. I can't say the same about any other MMORPG, even my beloved SWOTA. You'll find that Guild Wars 2 gear, you know, the time that you invest, it will remain relevant all the while, which is just fantastic. I don't think we have anything new to equip at this stage. No. Okay, so I don't know if we completed this heart or if we still need to complete it. I personally think it's terrific fun, even though sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating to complete all the jumping puzzles as the original players would have done. Yet the heart is complete. So again, try and reinforce and make it a habit to check what they have for sale, because this karma resource you'll get for free, and she's got some gloves that we can equip, which is nice, and at the same time we can sell all our shite out the bag that we don't need. Again, if we click H for our character, we can now equip said gloves, which makes us a little bit more powerful. We could also knock off the outfit, which is just purely a cosmetic style, and let her look how she really is. You can obviously dye your character to your heart's content. So I'm going to make her glossy black. All glossy black, why not? Not sure about those wings, but anyway, it's what it is. They look very charish actually. You could also multiple dye her, so you could select, for argument's sake, this square here and dye her, and it will totally change her look and her appearance, and you can do that to your heart's content. That's your choice, and each square will dye a separate piece of her armor, or a separate area of her armor a different color, and again, that's your choice. And once you're happy, click apply, and everybody will see your character as you see her, which is pretty freaking awesome. And that's all free of charge. It doesn't matter whether you own all expansions or no expansions. One thing this game doesn't do is discriminate you hard for being a, as Dave would call it, cheap bastard free-to-play player. It says, you know, we want you to have fun and enjoy yourself, and we want you to enjoy customizing your character and making it feel like it's 100% yours, even though there may be a ton of these characters in the game. Well, you know, we're going to make it feel 100% yours, and you can have fun, you know, customizing your character and making that character feel totally yours, which in turn helps you to care a little bit more about your character, and therefore get a little bit more pleasure and a little bit more enjoyment out of the game. You can see that she's absolutely blatting everything. We're now about to leave newbie starter area and go into the proper full starter area, where things are going to get a little bit hairier because everything is higher level. Always, if you can, go to your telescope person, because they will uncover parts of the map which are blurred out to you. Thank you, Dave. I'm very, very happy with it, and as I say, we're on CachyOS Linux. I intend to stay on that now until the day I die. I do have Microsoft Windows installed in virtual boxes. I do have 2 Chromebook laptops which I'd never part with, as well as another variety of PCs, etc. I do have a full backup for this PC, so I have another PC that I can just bring in and swap over, and I currently have a spare graphics card as well, which I can always swap out should this RTX 3050 decide it's had enough and give the ghost up. We can swap it straight out for my AMD RX 580, which I've got sat in another PC waiting to be pounced upon. So we're in a good place, and rather than bitting and bobbing across different games, across different operating systems, You know, I've chosen CachyOS as my operating system, and I've chosen Guild Wars 2 as my main game. I'll be right back on the mic. All.
Might makes right. Might makes right. Practice makes perfect. Might makes right.
Big feet, big fist, better to smash and dash. Big fist, better to smash and dash.
Might makes right.
Now, take roll. Woo, woo. Bladazar make champion for Raw. Woo, lash and crash. Our god demands sacrifice. Bladazar, now, take roll. Make mighty growl. Smash them! Big fist, better to smash and
Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. So we'll carry on. Now we've dinged level 9. We've got given our first gathering tools, and again, I would recommend that you gather as many resources as you possibly can on your journey through Guild Wars, because it's not only great stuff that you can sell for money. This game is one of the few games where you really won't need an awful lot of money, and if you just use what the game gives you as you go through it, when you hit level 80 you should have more than enough money to buy yourself a full set of level 80 exotic armor, which is pretty much good enough for the whole of the game. Everything else really is a time investment. If if you want to buy exotic armor or craft legendary weapons, that's not something you're going to do in 5 minutes. That's definitely a long-term project, and one which the game doesn't force you to do. Ascended armor, just is it ascended or is it legendary? I can't remember. One of the armor sets gives you a bit of extra quality of life in that it allows you to swap the stats out on the fly, which is nice. So if you want to change builds, change stats, well, you don't have to change your armor, whereas with exotic you would, because the stats on exotic armor are indeed fixed. But then again, if like me you're just going to do pretty much one build, one style for the whole game, well, then exotic armor is plenty good enough, and you can get a lot of the ascended armor rings and trinkets via other currencies, but that's all something that we can explore once we've hit level 80. For now, just focus on enjoying the pants out of the game. No matter what class and weapon set you've chose, you should find that you're able to comfortably go through all of the core open world. Life changes considerably if you decide to do Heart of Thorns, because it's no longer, Heart of Thorns is no longer good enough to just stand here and blat. You'll get your arse handed to you, in that you need to do a little bit more than stand and blat. So bear that in mind. In terms of enemy classes, normal enemies you'll blat just fine. This is a veteran. So veteran has a copper ring around its portrait, and it's a lot tougher than normal enemies would be, and that's fine. You should even, and I'm pulling everything here, so if you die you'll get what's called a down state, at which chance it gives you the opportunity to revive yourself, unless you get crushed like that. Now obviously were we level 80 doing this content, we would be down leveled, but we would be sufficiently statted and powered to be able to deal with that. So that's what it looks like in this game when you're killed, when you die. And you will find that if you're doing you know, world boss or group content and you die, well, do not res yourself, wait for somebody else to res you, because A, they will, and B, it will save you running back and missing the loot chest or all the loot that you've acquired during the event. Obviously if like me you're playing it solo, well, if you die in open world then just go ahead and res yourself. Best advice I can give you is don't stand in the shit. Whereas if you stand in the shit, it's gonna probably kill you. And nowhere will that be more prevalent than in Fractals. As in any raid, you can see that he's put an AoE down on the floor. If I stay stood in the AoE, chances are I'm gonna nuff it. Now in terms of veteran class enemies, you should be absolutely fine taking veterans on, bearing in mind we're pretty much naked, we've got bugger all on, so that's why he's taking or she's taking so much damage, and it's also why that's a veteran. Don't stand in the shit, and don't pull other players. Do use your dodge, do use your heal, and you should be fine to defeat and take on veteran style players. I don't know what that is. The weathered plaque appears to describe the examine, continue, leave. Okay, well, we've interacted with it, nothing to see here as such. As I say, these feckers, and they are feckers, they will cripple you, they will put AoEs down. Do not stand in the shit and use your dodge as much as you can. This comes down to the other buttons that you need to use. So you've got your one button damage dealing button, which you can map to any key that your heart desires. You've also got a dodge key and a heal key. So use your dodge and it'll stop you getting hit. Use your heals and it will restore your health for you. Oh, I'm being attacked. Here we go. So these things are respawning really quick. And I've died because I weren't watching my health. Okay, let's try and revive. So here you can see there's a player that I don't know at all. And they've killed the thing for me. And had I have asked or needed it, they would have healed me as well, which is fantastic. So we'll let the health come back up and we'll carry on with our map completion. You know, and every level that we level up, we're just gaining more and more power. Now we do have a mail which tells us urgent, report to your barracks. So that's the beginning of your personal story. We can add that. That's got 3 toughness. So we can add that to the gloves. Lovely. So if we go on to the story journal. So your first entry is all about you and when you created your character. And the next entry is the first part of your personal story. We're going to go through all of this along with all the other content, so I'm guessing we're going to be pretty much at it throughout the whole of 2026, and I hope you will enjoy it. So Fury of the Dead we've completed. The next thing we've got to do is the Tribune's Call. So in order to do that, if you press your M key, you'll see that there's a green star on your map, and that's where we need to be. In order to gain access to that, we need to gain access to the Citadel. So our nearest teleport point is just there. So if we teleport there, we can then kick our personal story off, and our Burrito in-game guide will be there for us when we're done all this. The reason I recommend doing the personal story missions as soon as they become available, and they become available every 10 levels, so level 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80, is because they will give you rewards which are highly relevant to your level, both in terms of armor and weapons that you can use. So again, even as a core player, personally I highly recommend doing these, especially if it's your first playthrough. If you're a veteran of the game, then you might want to wait till you're level 80 and then just bang 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 go through them, but the rewards that you'll receive will in no way, shape or form be relevant. Robbie, welcome back. Ebeez, thank you. Hey Roderick, I was using Windows 11 for one of my devices for Game Pass. They upped the price. No more Windows, thank you. My gaming laptop now runs Mint, my desktop CachyOS, and your other one uses Bazite. Good for you, Roderick. Well done, brilliant. Welcome back. So yeah, and the personal story is also any of these other types of content that you decide to do are a nice little intermission from leveling up and doing the open world stuff, which is just win-win. And you'll also be given a lot of XP and a lot of bonuses for completing your personal story mission. You'll also find terrific storytelling. Right, I'll shush.
At ease, soldier. Damn shame that the Battle of Smokestead nearly wiped out your warband. Without you, Barradin would be stomping our skulls by now.
Yes, Tribune. I owe my survival to Ritlock Brimstone. He held the line until reinforcements came to take out the Duke.
True. Still, Legionnaire Hal was lost in the fighting, so your warband needs a new leader. Congratulations, you're promoted to Legionnaire.
Thank you, Tribune. I'm ready for duty.
I have an operation for you. We have intel that the Flame Legion has infiltrated the Citadel. Their spies...
We have hostiles incoming, ready for battle. Guard Tribune Desert Grave.
Okay, so we've got to survive this attack, which really shouldn't be too difficult for her, and she should indeed be able to blat her way through this without an issue.
Well done, Legionnaire. You're already proving your worth. As for you, Fengar, do you need to go back to the Farrar and relearn basic perimeter security?
Sentries won't mess up again now that they're dead. And, I'll get new ones.
You're lucky I was here, Fengar. The real question is, was this an attack of opportunity, or is the Flame Legion planning something?
They know we're onto them. Those miserable flame rats. All they did was verify our intel. Their blunder's our chance. Here's your mission, Legionnaire. Go to the Serrated Blade Tavern and ask about Black Citadel brandy. Your contact will say the barkeep waters it down. I'm told some Flame sympathizers spend their time there. Discover who they are, and find something I can use to derail their plans. Questions?
None. I'll be quick and quiet, Tribune.
Okay, so that's the first part of our personal story mission done, and that's reflected in your journal, as you can see here. So we've got a tick over the Fury and the Dead, or Fury of the Dead. The next one is the Tribune's Call, and as you go through, each personal story chapter has a fixed amount of missions which you must do to complete. Completing each individual mission will sometimes reward loot and items, and sometimes it won't. That's fine. And please don't be under any illusion. This character and this build that I'm playing is good enough to complete all content. However, don't be under any illusion, because this game is more than capable of handing you your arse on a plate, and it will do so on a frighteningly regular basis. So although it's a great fun build to play, I don't know of any build that's classed as God mode. You know, you can die and be handed your arse on a plate at any point in any chapter. So I'm just trying to give new players as much fun as I possibly can, and make their experience as smooth and as easy as possible. However, if you prefer more of a challenge, then feel free to choose another class and another weapon set and bungle your way through it. The most important thing really is to learn your class and learn your skills, because I have difficulty these days retaining information. To have to retain the fact that I need to be aware that there's probably about 3 buttons that I need to press really suits me and my play style well. You might find it as boring as hell and want to have a button mashing fest of, you know, I mean, there's only 10 buttons that you could press in this game anyway. It's not like World of Warcraft where there's a gazillion skills, a gazillion buttons, and you haven't got a clue what any of them do. So do feel free to learn your character's strengths and weaknesses, what you can do, what you can't do. You can take a veteran on, but if you take a veteran on with 2 or 3 ordinary mobs, chances are you're going to die. So, you know, and also, you know, get used to healing yourself and get used to dodging, because dodging can absolutely save your life without a shadow of a doubt. So there you go, everybody. I'm going to end the first live stream here. I'll schedule all the other live streams. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've absolutely loved it. I'll try and do my best to do some much longer streams on Guild Wars 2 throughout the rest of 2025 and the whole of 2026. And I hope to be joined by friends and by other players as we go through the series. Have a wonderful weekend. Much love to each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Thanks everybody, much love.